Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Me as Well. And if I'm giggling, it's because my guest today is a good friend of mine with who we have a lot of banters, but we laugh a lot 3/4 of the time. But before we start and before I get into introducing who my guest is, I just want to take a quick minute to thank every one of you who's been supporting the podcast because I read your DMs, I read your comments. So many people has been reaching out to me with lovely comments about my guest, about the episode, and truly it means a lot. So thank you so much for the episode. And as you guys know, I'm now on YouTube, so please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. It will support the channel, and I just hope you enjoy today's episode. So, without further ado, my guest today is someone as you know, most of my guests are people that I've met here in Dubai, and I met him precisely at the gym. He actually not in martial arts because he had an injury in between that, but we started to hang around. And apart from being a great music composer, he's also a very good friend of mine. We love bantering. I would consider him as a brother almost, with who we like to kill each other almost. But it's pure love, I promise. But beyond that, what I like about him is his journey, his career wise, and also his weight loss journey, which is a reason why I got him on the studio today because I related a lot. So today we have Marcel. Hello, Marcel.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for making time for the podcast.
No problem. And also, I just want to ask, so how many people slipped in your DMs after the podcast? She said it. She said it in the beginning. I read y'all DMs. How many people sliding?
It's good DMs from people, my supporters, my followers. No
How many people
dirty
sliding
things.
though?
Please, it's a censored podcast. Anyway, Marcel, let's be serious for a minute. Guys,
Let's
please, FYI, the podcast is gonna deviate a lot like this, as you can tell how our relationship is. Anyway,
Let's go.
Marcel, I have a very a very, my God, I can't even speak English anymore. I have a habit with all my guests,
Tell me.
which is I like to know about their early years because I believe it's a very important time of your life and it kind of shape about like your life journey in general. So tell me a bit more about your early years.
How far back are we going?
Where did you grow up? Where are you from?
So I had two parts of my childhood. One part was in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, and the other part was in Lebanon.
Okay.
I grew up in Saudi Arabia. My parents escaped the civil war in Lebanon
Mm.
and moved to Saudi Arabia. And when I was around, I think 10, 11 years old, we moved back to Lebanon
Okay.
post 9/11
Okay.
because there started attacks start happening in Saudi Arabia. So my dad was like, time for you to move to Lebanon. And also, aside from the attacks, it was also more like my dad felt it's time for me to move to Lebanon to basically grow up in an environment where he attributed to build character more. Because in Saudi Arabia, I had somewhat of a very extremely happy childhood, but it was what do you call it? Extremely safe and secluded.
Okay, I get
Saudi
you.
Arabia was
I get
very
ya.
family oriented place at
Okay.
the time. Yeah.
And how did you feel? Because so you were born in Saudi.
No, I was born in Lebanon, but
And then you
we
moved.
literally the next year after my birth, we moved to Lebanon.
Okay. So how was that? So you went how old were you when you went back to Lebanon?
Like 10,
So
11.
how was
Yeah.
that shift?
It was a culture shock, only because from a Lebanon is extremely culturally politicized,
Okay.
right? When I was living in Saudi, I knew the religion I was born in, I knew the different types of religion, but I didn't know the sects
Okay.
and the intricacies within religion and politics. When I went to Lebanon, the first question they asked me is, "What are you?"
Mm.
I was like, "I'm human. What are you?" And they were like, "No, I mean, like, what religion are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, cool. I'm Christian." They're like, "Which one?" I'm like, the one that follows Jesus. I don't know. Like, I didn't know it, right? Obviously,
Okay.
there's a lot of sect. Um, Lebanon is divided sectarianisly. It's a war-torn country.
Mm.
So I didn't really understand that in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It took a real time adjustment period for me to get there. You know?
Okay. And do you think that impacted who you are today? Or your character wise?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. I mean, right after, like, throughout my teens, I became extremely politically involved.
I
You know?
hear ya.
So yeah, it did impact me. Um, it did, yeah, definitely impact me to until today. Became politically involved. I still to this day very interested in reading about politics, getting a sort of glimpse of what's happening around the world. So yeah, I would say
Okay.
so. Yeah,
Okay. I hear you. And then so what do you consider home? Saudi or Lebanon?
Lebanon, definitely Lebanon.
Proud
Yeah,
Lebanese.
of course. I mean, it's not only that. Saudi Arabia was. Um, I'd never really connected to that country back in those times. I was extremely small, first of all,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, your
and
roots is your roots.
yeah, and Lebanon was like, even in Saudi Arabia, we were surrounded by Lebanese people most of the time, or people from the diaspora, like Lebanon, Palestine, and Syria.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, I would say Lebanon is more of my home than anything else.
Okay, now I've never been to Lebanon, but I heard
Right.
only good things about the places, and it's a beautiful place, and it's a place to visit, etc.
Yeah, aesthetically is awesome.
Okay,
To
let-
live there is a whole completely different story.
if you want, we'll do a podcast on politics another day because I feel it. I feel it.
You feel like this is where it's going?
Yeah.
You brought a Lebanese on. This was gonna happen.
No, but what I mean is, I heard it's beautiful. I've seen pictures, and it's in part of my bucket list to go and actually
Absolutely,
travel
it's a
there
beautiful
and
country.
see. But then you moved to the UK.
Yeah, when I was going to when I went to uni, I went to the uni in the UK.
Okay.
I went to London, East London, bruv. No, I'm just playing.
I'm a West gal, you know. I'm a West gal.
I lived in London for 3 years,
Mm.
and then I moved back to Lebanon, and then ended up here in Dubai.
Okay. And what brought you to the UK? What did you study there?
I studied music, so I ended up moving from Lebanon to the UK to study music. Got a degree in audio engineering and music production.
And then what led you to Dubai?
When I finished my university, I had to go somewhere, right? And Lebanon to me wasn't a viable option. So I just moved back to Lebanon to figure out where I'm going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin at the time was thinking about moving to Dubai. So it felt like, okay, if we move together and move in together, live together, it'll be cheaper on each other. And we can basically start a life
Yeah.
somewhere outside of Lebanon. So I ended up in Dubai.
So what was your I'm intrigued because I wonder what was your parents' opinion when you told them I'm going to study music?
Well, to be quite honest, at that point in my life, when I decided that I wanted to study music,
Mhm.
because I was a musician prior to that, but I was more of a rapper,
Okay.
right? So obviously they never took that seriously, you know, especially at that time in Lebanon, like rappers were not taken seriously at all,
Okay.
you know. But when I decided to study music, my parents were like, if it keeps them out of jail, we're fine. You know, so they were very supportive.
Okay.
As long as I get a degree in something. My dad used to always tell me that, like, for us as Arabs, a degree is a weapon.
Okay.
So he was just happy that I actually found my passion, you know?
Okay.
But were they ecstatic that their son was going to go in? My dad told me, he was like, are you going to end up playing, like, the guitar in the subway? I'm like, that's a possibility, but that's not what I'm aiming towards. That's not my goal.
I hear you. But what pushed you into music? Apart being like what is it about music and rapping? What draws you into it?
So I'd say I had like 3 stages. When I was younger,
Mm.
obviously, I was drawn to the rebelliousness side of music.
Mm.
You know, the self-expression and being basically almost like anti-establishment,
Mm.
right? I love that idea, you know, and I
Okay.
also love that you used to get attention from that,
Okay.
you know. So I didn't actually think I was good at writing until I started writing music, because as I told you, I started off as a rapper.
Mm.
And then I started to see the effects that it had on people. Like 2 incidents happened. One, I was in class
Mhm.
and I used to write raps in my little notebook in the back of class. And teacher saw me not paying attention, grabbed it, and took it.
Mm.
Now, obviously, the notebook was full of curse words, you know. And I had just gotten to the principal, and was extremely angry. So I wrote something about that. I was like maybe like 15 at the time.
Mm.
She read what I wrote, and at the end of class told me I was gonna get you in trouble, but I read what you wrote, and the only reason I'm giving it back to you was because you're saying the truth.
Oh, that's
And I was
nice.
like, oh wow. And then I had recorded a song back in the day where I used to have a little microphone to record on a little dangy computer. I
Mhm.
recorded a song that was about addicts dealing with the addiction of heroin.
Yeah.
And I sent it to a bunch of my friends. One of my friends became a heroin addict, was a heroin addict during that time. I did it with him in mind, but I wasn't really talking about him. And he loved it so much. He called me and he was like, "Yo, I'm just like, he basically was. It was the first push for him to kind of like try to change
Okay.
his lifestyle." And I saw that effect, and I was like, "There's no other better feeling in the world,
Mm.
you know, than
I
just
hear you.
to have people acknowledge." To help people in a certain way just through music. So I got addicted to that feeling.
But I mean, personally, I love music. I think it's a sort of a therapy. Um,
Right.
I truly believe that music is a beautiful way of expression. Like you said, you get to express yourself, but through music, it's so therapeutic. Like, let's say if you're having a shit day and you're putting your favorite song on, like for me, for example, when I'm driving and like I know I have to deal with freaking traffic, but if I put my music on loud, I know like traffic or no traffic, I'm gonna sing my lungs out and I'm just gonna be just fine, you
Yeah,
know?
that's a
So
release.
I truly feel like music is magical, and being able to do that as a job is just powerful. Like, it's not a lot of people that can do your job.
Yeah, I mean, don't get that twisted. There's a lot of people nowadays that could do the job,
Yeah,
but
but
the
like,
the beautiful thing about music is that you can literally uniquely express yourself,
yeah,
and that somewhat is like almost like your brand in a way. I
exactly.
think my favorite definition or perspective of music
Mm.
is one of my favorite artists, Vinny Paz, hip hop artist, said that music is the only close thing that we have to time travel, because is the only thing that we have that exists in this world where it could take you to a memory in your past
Yep,
and you can relive that memory just
100%.
from a sound or a lyric or a or a
100%.
or a melody.
I
You
agree.
know, I love that idea because it is 100% true.
And I completely agree with you because I'm not gonna lie, like, I can listen to a song and I can tell you this song I heard it this time. This I was at that place that was happening. I remember the song when I moved to Dubai. I remember the song when I was a kid. When I remember was the first songs that I was listening when I first moved to the UK. The song, and you know the funny thing is, and I don't think a lot of people knows that about me, but like for example, when I meet someone, as in a boy, a man,
Right.
and I like that man, I always have a song related to that person. And the only way for me to know that I'm over that person is when I can listen to that song with no hard feelings, without crying, with nothing. Then I know, okay, you're
That's
absolutely.
actually interesting because I have the opposite effect. If I have a song attributed to an ex and me and her broke up, I can't listen to that for a while.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. Is I'm not gonna lie. Whenever, let's say, I broke up with the person, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna be able to listen to it for a while because whenever I listen to it, I'll think about a person, I'll cry, I'll go in like God knows my little whirl of depression. But I know that I'm healed and I moved on that person. Whenever I listen to that song and I'm like, hey, I'm actually singing on this song,
Right,
I'm
right.
smiling on it, which means okay, you're gone now. I'm healed. See you, bye, ciao.
That's actually a very nice way to look at it.
I,
Nice.
I love it. Honestly, music is. Music is something, but I agree, and it's true. Even like with the people you connect, like I think for every people in my life, I have a music that remind me of them, and I can tell you that, but it's a very long list.
Yeah.
So we're gonna skip that for today's
Right.
episode.
Right.
So then you moved to Dubai.
Right.
What were you doing? Were you like working for someone or?
I mean, when I first came, I was trying to get anything that I can find.
When was that exactly? When did you move?
Good question. I would say 8 years ago. Okay. I don't remember the year.
Okay. Could have
But
been
when I
longer.
first came here, I wanted to get anything that I can grab.
Okay.
I was also going to SAE here, which is an audio engineering school,
Okay.
and finishing up whatever I had left off from the UK.
Mm.
It's the same. It's the same university. But I was getting anything I can grab. I mean, I remember at that time I was working for advertising, doing music. I think one of the first jobs I got here was this advertising company run by this Iranian guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he gave me a challenge. So basically, he wanted like something around like 15 pieces of 3 minute to 2 minute music
Mm-hmm.
for the content that they're creating, right? Which is fashion.
Okay.
And I gave it a shot for a month. And it was so hectic to finish that. Like 15 pieces of music, that's almost more than an album a month.
Jesus Christ.
You know, so yeah, gave that, I had that, and then I just was freelancing most of the time. A couple of years down the line, I got a job as a head music producer at a radio station called Mix FM.
Okay.
Did that for 2 years. Then I was also working as a freelancer with other companies as well around that time. And then I decided to open my own company.
So now you are your own boss.
Yes, but that company that I opened at that time is shut down now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Right now I just reopened another venture. You know?
That's a journey.
Yeah. I mean, the company failed. The company that I opened failed due to numerous things. You know, obviously some of it is on me. COVID kicked my ass. You know, and yeah, it was the first company I ever opened, first time in my life. So you know, we failed, and now you know it's been a couple of years. I've been trying to pick it back up again.
Okay.
You know?
And I mean, it's impressive. I had Erica on board a couple of weeks back on
Right.
the episode, and she told me about the fact that she's also now her own, like a
own
business
boss,
owner,
yeah.
her own boss. And I truly admire people that does that, because it's a big risk that you take, and it takes a lot of time. So the fact that you already failed in the first one and now you like kind of learned a lot, what would you suggest to anybody who's like kind of thinking of opening their business but is scared of failure? What have it taught you? Like,
Ooh, I have a lot. Okay, so first of all, if you're independently minded, define independency real well.
okay.
Okay? I used to think that being independent mean I don't want any investors, I don't want anybody, I want to use it with my own money.
Okay.
Boy, was I wrong. I'm only saying that if you are starting off like me, a person who did not have a capital,
Okay.
all right, and put your money to build a capital by saving money and then putting it all, is just not the way to conduct correct business.
Okay.
Right? We need to. I didn't understand finances at all. I'm still struggling with that. Debt is a completely different concept to me.
Yeah.
Right? I used to always think that debt was wrong. And when I mean by debt, I don't mean you're acquiring debt by getting a credit card and go buying stuff with it. That's debt. Right? But getting a business loan, understanding how to maneuver through loans, understanding how to maneuver that financial space, that was something I learned the extreme hard way.
Okay.
You know, also how to reinvest. Right, money. I was always the advocate for saving. What you save personally is one thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
how to circulate money around, so you know how to invest it in certain aspects, so it can so you can create a funnel that comes back to you.
Yeah.
That was some for me. That was a concept that I had to basically learn on the job.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd say these fundamental things. You know,
Okay.
you're idealist when you start a business at a very young age. I mean, I'm 35 now. When I started my business, I was younger. I was in my 20s. You know, I was an idealist. You know, I had these concepts of, oh, I want to be independent, and independency means this and this and that. And, you know, I learned the hard way how to, I needed to let go of these ideas and basically learn to conduct actual business because I had a good product, right? The product was really good. The product was really out there, you know, but learning how to maneuver through the cracks and dealing with sharks, so to speak, that was a part that I had to basically learn on the job.
So
You
you
know?
kind of saying to be open-minded, but also to be kind of careful and wary of your surrounding.
No. I mean, being open-minded, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, but you're never gonna be being aware of your surroundings is a what do you call it? It's a principle.
Okay.
But it's not something that you base your whole thing on. You know, what I mostly meant is that you're gonna have to deal with people who are out to get the money from your pockets, right?
Gotcha.
So know how to keep your composure, know how to negotiate correctly, know how to stand on your own 2 feet without the fear of status.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. I
and
hear
and
you.
just go all in, be a fucking savage, go all fucking in. You know, yeah, that's.
And I,
Basically
I I like it because I think most of the time people are people that wants to start a business, they're very scared of like taking like the leap, the because of that risk side.
Right.
But once you do it, and if you go with that mindset, what am I gonna lose? Like you just go for it. Just take the jump and see maybe something good's gonna happen. It's worth taking it because I think life is a journey. But now imagine just like you fail. How did you get up? What made you get up?
Well, it took some time because the worst thing I hated about failing was the fact that when you open your own business, when you're your own boss, there's nobody to blame, right? And what I mean by hated about that is what I mean is that I struggled with the acceptance of failure. You know, I wanted to keep pushing forward. You know, I wanted to keep pushing forward, which is a good mentality to have, but you have no one else to blame but yourself. You know, so you're then left with a choice. If you have nobody else to blame but yourself, do you hide or do you put yourself out there and keep moving forward? I want to believe that I chose the latter. I chose to put myself out there and keep moving forward. You know, I mean, when things are crashing down, you lose friends, people play the blame game, people get scared and want to move on to different things. I was more like, okay, so this is happening. I can't stop it from happening. Fuck it. Come on, let's go. You know, if you want to conduct your business, if you want to do anything in life that I think is worthwhile, you're gonna have to go through pain and suffering. The idea is whether or not you stay who you are during that time. You know, because under that pressure, even the toughest of us will break, but that's fine breaking. That's what I had to learn the hard way. It's fine breaking. You know, because I didn't want to allow myself to break like that. I always feared weakness.
Okay.
You know.
But I really like what I really really like what you just mentioned right now because do you know Chris Williamson?
Yeah, of course I know. Yes, of course. I love
okay.
his podcast.
Thank you.
Yes,
Hey man.
of course.
So there was one time I listened to his podcast, but he also held an event here in Dubai last year that I went. And I'm not gonna say quote to quote what he says, because I'm gonna say in the way that I understood it,
Right, of
okay?
course.
But he said that whatever you do in life, you go through pain, okay? But you choose what's the pain that you wanna go through. And I remember when I heard that and I was like, that is so true. Like, even the little things that you do in life, you will have to go through some kind of discomfort and pain, but you need to be okay going through it.
Absolutely.
So I really like when you said that, it really came to my mind, and I'm like, yeah, that's true, actually. And
I think I'm more afraid of the pain of what if the what would have happened if I did not take
Do it.
action.
Yeah. Like
You
the
know?
regret part,
Yeah,
right?
that I think I'm more afraid of that.
Yeah.
You know, even right now, I'd like to believe that I've achieved somewhat a lot. I'm
Mm.
35 years old, and sometimes I look back and I go like, well, damn, I could have done that even sooner.
Yeah, I
You know,
get
I
you.
could have done this even sooner. You know, I don't like that feeling. You know, I don't
I
like
hear
that
you.
feeling. I would like to just go all in on things. You know?
I completely agree because I have the same kind of mindset sometimes where I'm like, okay, I'm 28 and I'm like, I wish I've done that earlier in my life. But again, at the same time, I'm quite happy with my journey. You know, I'm like, everyone's journey is unique. Some people will start earlier, some people will start later, but the beauty of things is that you're still doing it, you know? And I believe the fact that you believe in your dreams and you're actually working towards it, I think that's the beauty of it. Which now is gonna make me kind of twist a little bit.
Tell me, twist.
Let's
Twist it up. Let's twist it up.
twist it up
Tell me.
because there was another pain that you went through, not just work wise. So, couple of not a couple of years, couple of months, you went through a weight loss journey.
Oh yeah, I was
So-
big. I was big.
So, do you know what you know what I really like that because I went through a weight loss journey as well, and oh guy, boy oh boy, let me tell you, when I see pictures of me before, I'm like,
yeah, you don't recognize the person, right?
what? Like that was me.
Yeah.
But forget about me for a minute. So you lost 47 kilos in 6 months.
Correct.
So let's get from the very beginning of it.
Right.
What, at that time when you, I don't want to say fat,
Why?
because I feel bad.
It's okay.
Because I was fat.
I give you consent.
Okay. So when you were somehow that weight, I feel you. I was in the same shoe.
135 kilos. You can say it.
Okay. When you were 135 kilos,
Right.
did you feel fat? Did you feel uncomfortable? Or you were good in your skin?
What period of my life? When I was younger, because I was fat almost ever since I was 12.
Mm.
Right, I was fat for that age and that height that I was in.
Okay.
I've always been overweight.
Okay.
Okay, I think this is the only this is the only year that I've been like a normal human. You know, for my age and my height and everything like that. Right.
Okay.
When I was younger, I didn't care.
Mm.
I did not feel any sort of physical discomfort.
Okay.
You know, maybe the exception of I would like to fit in those clothes because I really like those FUBU. Yes, FUBU. I said that.
I don't know what FUBU is.
Yeah, it's an old hip hop brand that
Look-
doesn't exist anymore.
Looks like I'll have to do some Google research, but anyway.
Anyway, no, I was joking around though. But like, other than like caring about fitting in some clothes, I didn't care.
Okay.
When it really started getting bad for me was in my 30s. Right, so I'm 35 now. When I was around 28, 29, I started to feel a bit of heaviness on my knees. In my 30s, it started to become hard to stay awake.
Mm.
I get tired extremely faster. And, you know, just, I'm a work, I used to work a lot, right? And music and production in general, sometimes you need to pull all-nighters, right?
Mm.
Towards the end of that, like about a year or 2 years ago, I couldn't stay up past like 10 p.m. or 9 p.m.
Okay.
And sometimes I need to stay up till 3 a.m. And when I mean I couldn't stay up, not like, oh, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to bed. No, like I'm literally on my computer and I just pass out.
Okay.
You know, I developed early signs of what do you call it? Sleep apnea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because and I only discovered it because my friends started telling me like, yo, we would go, like, let's say we travel, we sleep in a hotel.
Yeah.
I'm in a hotel room on my own. They're hearing me across the hall,
Oh, really?
and I sound like I'm suffocating. I even had once like a guy in a hotel room right next to me who doesn't know me knock on the wall and literally call the lobby and say, yo, this guy's fucking dying. You know?
No way.
You know, yeah. So that happened to me. I never had to wear the machine or anything like that, but it was almost that close, right?
Mm.
So when all that started, when I couldn't anymore stay up to do my job, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna have to change.
Okay.
You know, I
Yeah.
didn't want to stay that way. You know, I didn't really care about the physical attributes so much. Although I must say, right now it's way much more easier. But I just didn't care at that time. You know.
So, when did you get that? How do you say it in English? Déclic.
Okay. Yeah.
That
That click in your mind that
yeah,
goes.
yeah, that goes, okay, you know what? Now I'm gonna take action. I need to change my lifestyle. I wanna feel better. When did that happen? What triggered it?
Well, it was a series of events. It was right after the business failed.
Mm.
Um, I was almost gonna get engaged to a girl, and we ended up breaking up. Um, and several things started, some family stuff, the explosion in Lebanon, several things started happening,
Mm.
right? And it all accumulated down, and I was just like, you know what? I need to make a change. Something needs to happen. And I was just like, yeah, I need to be able to do my job. I need to be able to keep doing what I love doing. So I'm done, you know. And I'm hard headed, and I'm sure you know that about me right now, since you like to always point that out.
Anyway,
You know.
let's get to the. Anyway, let's keep that for another
Yeah.
day.
So I'm hard headed, and when I put something in my mind, it becomes an obsession. It's the same way I got. It's the same way I got good at making music. It's just I become obsessed. I hated the gym. Okay.
He lives in the gym now.
Yeah.
He's worse than me, guys.
Yeah, I hated the gym. I hated working out. So I knew I needed to find an activity that I liked. At the time, I liked basketball.
Mm.
You know, my friends did it like a basketball community type thing. I didn't have time to go at their timings. And then I started going around different gyms and I found jujitsu.
Ta-da!
Right? When I found jujitsu, I was like, oh, I want to do this.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it was like, what happened?
It was humbling.
Yeah, I went to UFC gym
Okay.
down in Dubai Marina.
Yeah.
Right? Because I like MMA, you know,
Okay.
so I wanted to pick up boxing and kickboxing,
Yeah.
right? So I went to UFC gym, and they were like, "Yo, why don't you try jujitsu?" I'm like, "No, it's too close. Men are too close to
Yeah.
each other. Y'all are
Yeah.
hugging. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
Like just try it." I'm like, "Fine, man. It's not gonna hurt to try anything once." And I'm 135 kilos, you know. I'm like huge. So I go in the first class, you know, coach is nice, everyone's nice. And there was a 14-year-old kid that I had no idea was 14, but he was short,
Okay.
right? He was half my size, especially weight wise. And
He rolled with
I
you?
rolled with him at the end of the class. And he tapped me, I think maybe like 7 times in less than 3 minutes.
No.
And I was like, what? Like when I say he tapped me, I tried to muscle him out. I tried to just pull him off of me. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just wanted him to just get off me. It wouldn't work. I was like, sign me up. This works. I need to try it. I need to do more of this. So I didn't end up in UFC gym because I moved to another area, and that's where we met. That's when I ended up at WellFit. You know, and yeah, and I started doing jiu-jitsu there. Now the activity, I liked it so much that I started going to the gym so I can become better at the activity.
Yeah. Because then you would do 2 sessions, right?
Yeah. So in the morning, I would go and I would lift weights and do cardio.
Uh-huh.
And then in the evening, I'd go do jiu-jitsu. And sometimes even like right after I lift weights, do cardio, I just go do a jiu-jitsu class and then come back in the evening, do another jiu-jitsu class. You know? I just love doing hard
He's
things.
worse than me, guys. I'm just saying. I go twice a day too, but he's worse than me.
Yeah. No, we're pretty much in the same lane.
I'm not sure. But anyway,
Yeah.
so the funny thing is, as you were going through your weight loss journey, the day he tried kickboxing, something happened.
No, it's not the day that I tried kickboxing. So I did kickboxing back in the day in Lebanon.
Ah.
Right?
Wasn't it? Oh, okay.
No, I was doing kickboxing with a coach called Leleko Nakfour.
He's
right?
the best, by the way.
I was doing kickboxing and
Okay.
BJJ at the time, right? And in one of the classes, and it wasn't just kickboxing, by the way. It was the combination of what I
Okay.
was doing, right?
Yeah.
Because we were white belts, we were doing stupid white belt shit, and I had like done something to where weight came on my knee,
Okay.
and then another day I went and I did kickboxing, and we were clinching, right? We were
Yeah.
doing the clinching, And the idea was that we clinch and we wrap the leg and try to trip the other person.
Yeah.
When the coach said time, which is normally like, okay, I turn around to go get my water bottle. As I'm turning around, so my body's going one way, he hooked my leg and took my leg the other way. So I went like that. So my knee went that way and my body went that way. So my knee I heard 3 pops on the way down to the floor. Right? I heard ta ta ta. And I was like, it was like a pain, but it lasted like 30 seconds.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, seems good. The lecturer was like, hopefully it's just like a sprain. He was like, don't continue the class, sit on the side. And I was like, it's just sprain. Because I started to feel it like getting a little bit inflamed, but I was like, it doesn't hurt. You know, I did this, I like stomped, it doesn't hurt. So I got up and left, and when I was leaving, I was going to the cab, take a cab to a friend's place, and I was opening the cab's door and going to the side to put my body in, my knee buckled.
Oh God.
I was like, this is not a sprain. Went and did an MRI and I did a full tear on my ACL.
Oh my God. So, okay, so now let's just wrap up things. You just starting your weight loss journey.
Yeah.
How much weight did you lose by that time? Was it much or not
No,
yet?
by that time?
Yeah.
No, that time, before the surgery, I must have lost maybe like 3 kilos.
Okay. And then you get this accident basically where you cannot do jiu-jitsu anymore, correct? You couldn't do any martial arts. Even your weights was like...
I couldn't do legs.
Yeah, you had
Only
to
upper body.
Gym bro.
And I was determined. They were like, you can stay away from the gym. Nope. Because I knew that if I didn't keep going, I would fall back into my habits. I'm an extreme when it comes to that.
And that is when I say hats off to you. Because despite your injury, despite everything that happened, and like you said, someone else would have just stopped and be like, okay, whatever, this is not meant to happen, and kind of give up. But you decided to use your pain or whatever was going on to your advantage, and you said, okay, fine, you know what, fine, I can't do that, but I can do something else.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people in the gym with torn ACLs. I'm like, it's not that bad.
I mean, no, it's just like, some people that wouldn't know. For example, very often, like, you get one kind of injury and you're like, well, fuck, I can't train anymore, I have to give up on this. But it's actually not the case.
Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of.
Do you get what
I was so afraid of that because I'm an extremist when it comes to certain things, right? And I'm either all into something or I'm gonna be all into something else. And the opposite of that is basically gobbling up food. Because I love food. Who doesn't, right? So I knew that if I didn't go to the gym, even to jiu-jitsu, I would go and I would just sit during the rolls just to keep my mind going. I think I read Gordon, like I saw an interview with Gordon Ryan, who's a jiu-jitsu champion, who said like something of the sort. Also, when he torn his knee, he went to the gym and kept looking because it kind of like practices your brain. But whatever the case may be, I just did not want to stop my weight loss.
Yeah.
And within 6 months from that surgery, I lost about 47 kilos.
Jesus.
And I did not have any ring surgery, no Ozempic. I didn't take any needles.
What's
or anything
Ozempic?
like that. Ozempic is a diabetic medication that people are taking that are using for weight loss.
People do that?
People are taking it for weight loss.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did it all natural.
Well, congratulations to you. And
Thank you.
like, honestly, I'm like, from bottom of my heart, like, I'm super proud of your journey. Like, I know how tough it is going through a weight loss journey.
Thank
It's
you.
not easy. Not just like physically, but mentally. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, the mental aspect was kind of tough. But I'll tell you what's harder.
Tell me.
When you're 135 kilos, losing weight is not as difficult as people may think.
Okay.
The difficulty is the habit, just like you said, is the mentality behind it. Putting on muscles is hella difficult.
Oh, I agree. I agree. It's a full-on journey. But tell me a bit more about the mental health part of that journey that you went through. You, I believe, built resilience through this, right?
I mean, yes. I mean, obviously, resilience is a big part of it. The mental health aspect of it. Listen, I tried in the past before getting on diets. You
Mm.
know, my mom was obsessed with me becoming not being fat, and friends tried to help me getting on diets, and it has nothing to do with the diet. What I mean by that is that you want to try whatever keto, carnivore, vegan, vegetarian, doesn't matter. You know, at the end of the day, if you consume less food and move more, you'll lose the weight.
Mm.
You know, you just have to will to do that.
Mm.
You know, because the way I looked at it at the time was, okay, I've been over 100 kilos most of my life. I put myself in that position. I was like, okay, I need to consume less food. What are my weak points?
Mm.
Pizza, pasta, burgers, bread. Lebanese, big on bread, right?
Mm.
So I used to basically take bread with the pasta. Let's go. You know, cut that. You know, the way I look at it is like, oh, you don't have to be extreme. I agree, you don't have to be extreme. But the way I looked at I painted an extreme picture.
Okay.
You know, so the solution has to also have a tad of extremeness in it in order for me to get to a place. Like right now, I'm 89 kilos,
Mm.
right? Yeah, I'm not extreme anymore. I eat almost whatever I want as long as I'm consistent in working out.
Mm.
But that's an aspect of it that we need that was hard to get through my head. I tried 1,000 types of diets, you know. As long as you don't have the mentality to go like, no, I'm not gonna eat this many calories, or I'm not gonna miss the day at the gym, it won't work, you know.
Mm.
And that's something that I know a lot of people have a hard time wrapping their minds around, but it works.
So
You know?
it's you would say it's, I mean, I believe personally for me, like it was all about not only being consistent in what I was doing, but I feel like you've got to be kind of disciplined with yourself, and also understanding that it's just not for like aesthetic reason. You know,
Yeah, of course.
it's like you kind of build a habit and you enjoy what you're doing, right or wrong.
Yeah,
For example, now what you're training is because you enjoy doing what you're training.
yeah. I cannot go a day without going to the gym.
Exactly. It's a part of your life. It's like the same way you would wake up in the morning and have a cup of coffee or a glass of water. It's the
Exactly.
same thing to just get ready and go to the gym because it's part of your life.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And I'm the type of guy that listens to podcasts
Mm-hmm.
in the gym, you know, so nothing better. I wake up in the morning, walk my dogs, go to the gym, listen to my podcast, and start the day. If I don't do that, I feel lost.
I feel
know?
it. So I feel like this also enable you to kind of be more grounded with yourself, like have that me time. Like for me, when I do weights, it's like my me time. It's
Yeah.
like that's the moment when it's me, myself, and I just appreciate the moment being with myself and doing my training
With your thoughts,
exactly.
and
It's
you're like pushing yourself,
exactly.
and you know.
Because then you're like, okay, if I was able to do this, which is quite something hard, then the day's gonna be just fine. Like I can, whatever shit as such is gonna come my way, I'll overcome it. Because
Yeah.
if I can do that,
That's a very Joko Willink idea you have.
what?
Joko Willink, you've never heard of Joko Willink? He's ex Marine, and he's like if you do hard things throughout in the morning
Hmm.
before you get your day started, then the hard things that's gonna come throughout your day, you'll feel like you've already accomplished them.
There you go. That's
You know?
that's my point.
So you know, definitely. And also it releases endorphins. Like when you're
Yeah.
done with your session, you're just like, okay, well, I'm wide awake now.
Exactly.
Let's go. You know?
And
What
it's-
else you got?
Exactly. And it's that good feeling. Like, I don't know, but like for me, whenever I finish training, whatever it may be, maybe it's weight or when I do martial arts, whenever you're done, even for example, when I picked up running, bear in mind, I hate running. I freaking hate running. But
Tell the people who you picked up running from. Tell the people.
because someone started running, it's like, hey, I started running. And I was like, you what? Running. And I was like,
Why?
intriguing.
Like on
And-
the treadmill?
And then when I was like, oh, maybe I should give it a try too. And don't get me wrong, like the feeling of running at the beginning, like when I first started, now it's a different thing. It's another take. But when I first started running, oh my God, I feel like my soul was leaving my body. I was like, oh my God, this is disgusting. Why would people do that? But then when you finish it, you're like, huh, I've done that? Me?
Have you gotten runner's high? Have you
Yeah,
ever
I
felt
did.
runner's high?
I did.
That's what got me addicted.
I did. And then my knee started to act up and I had to stop. That was that day. I remember I was just on a hype. Like, I mean, obviously I wouldn't go like 10 kilometers straight away. So I did 5, 10, no, like per week, huh? But I'm talking per week.
Right.
And then fourth week was 12. And then on the fifth week, I don't know what, after 12, I was like, I can do 15. And I kept going. My knee was already like acting a little bit funny. I was like, okay, that's not looking
It's heavy on your knees.
exactly. And then I kept going. I was like, okay, do you know what? Let me try let me take a rest. The following week after 5K, I was feeling it, but I kept going and I kept going and I kept going. And I was like, oh, I'm fast. 10 kilometers done, I was limping to my car.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, it's like that good feeling whenever you're done with whatever training, whatever you do. And then I guess afterwards, I enjoyed it. Even like CrossFit, it's the same thing. It's extremely powerful. Like, it's extremely exhausting, but I just love it once you're done. That
Yeah. I picked up running because it was almost like I'm an overthinker in the sense that when I go to sleep at night, if I don't have something playing or something to distract me, I get enveloped in my thoughts.
mm,
And when I did that, and the solution to that ended up becoming running. I picked up running because I want to just try it. Okay,
yeah.
let's see what happens if I run 5K. See what happens if I run 10K, 15K, 23K, 24. And then I ended up running a marathon. Within a month of running.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I ran a marathon.
Huh?
Yeah, 43 kilometers.
In a month?
Yeah, after a month. That's how I messed up my knee.
Wow. But
But
hats off.
what's it called? You're there with your thoughts, and at one point, you can't run away from them. You have to deal with them, and then at one point, non-existent.
Mm,
At one point, is your survival mode.
mm.
Okay, I gotta just put my okay, one more kilometer, one more. I gotta make it at 23. I gotta make it at 24, and then you just like, holy crap. That's resilience. Runners, hats off to them. That's resilience.
I don't know if you heard about them, but there's a group of guys who's done recently. Was it? I'm wrong with the dates, but they did seven ultra marathon in the Emirates.
7 ultra marathons and 7 ultra marathons.
Ultra marathons.
You're talking about
No, I kid you not.
that's more than 42 kilometers.
Yeah, and they did it in a week, and they went to Quain,
You did 7 marathons in a week.
ultra marathon.
Ultra marathon in a week.
Yeah, I will show you. And
Yeah.
honestly, it was impressive.
Yeah, because
When-
they're dead now.
No,
They're
come
somewhere
on.
in the hospital like this.
Nah. Even now they keep running. Like I saw, like honestly, it was super super impressive, very inspiring. And 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I went to this wellness day where one of the guys basically the guy who started the idea was there, and I asked him, what kept you going? What made you not give up? And then he was like, at some point when I was in like my darkest moment,
Yeah,
he was like, that moment where you're like really struggling, he's like, I just kept thinking 1 step, 2 steps,
Yep.
3 steps, blah, blah. And then he was just like, it's step by step. And then I thought about my family, the why of his of this purpose of doing this. But honestly, it was truly inspiring. Like,
Really.
hats off to that.
There's also a runner called she's an ultra marathon like first place champion. I think her name is Courtney. She did one of the toughest ultra marathons. It's called Moab.
Mm.
And she ran, I think, and she got first place.
Jeez.
And I think part of it, she fell and hit her head and was bleeding and and couldn't see.
No
She ran like
way.
maybe the last 2 or 3 miles, blind with obviously a concussion because she hit her head, right? And she got first place.
Cheese. No, sorry, I was looking at my phone at the same time because I wanted to make sure I was not saying anything wrong. Yes, it's 7 days, 7 ultra marathon in 7 Emirates. Emirates.
That's insane.
Sorry, guys. My French is taking over. I don't know how you pronounce it properly.
No, Emirates. You said it right.
Emirates or Emirates?
In Arabic, it's Imarat.
Emirates.
So that's
Emirat.
correct.
Habibi, Emirat. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, beauty of the gym. I really like it. Now, nutrition wise,
Yeah.
how do you feel with like now that you've lost the weight? Are you able to maintain it?
Yeah. I think maintenance right now is what I'm focusing on is building muscles. Right.
Okay.
So am I able to maintain? Yes. Do I still have to watch out from going back to my old habits? I would say within reason, like I still don't try to go after like too much. I'm a sweet guy, so I don't go after too much processed sugar. If I do have a sweet tooth, I'd rather consume it in fruits. Just, to me, I just love fruits, But yeah, I do not. I eat carbs. I eat proteins, high protein, and stuff like that. I don't cut anything out of my diet. I just stay away from the foods that I know consuming that can easily make me overeat, like pasta, like pizza. I stay away from those. Like I eat them once in a while, but
Yeah.
like just eating them once in a while is not a big deal.
But you still have a balanced lifestyle, as in you still have them. If like let's say one day you go out and you're like, okay, I
Yeah, if
fancy
it's fitting my what I'm doing. If I'm cutting, no. Like right now, I'm supposed to be cutting.
Okay.
So right now I'm not having pizza.
Okay.
But me and my friend, we are both cutting at the same time. Her name is Marika. I've introduced you to her, I think. I have introduced to her. We're cutting at the same time, and we were speaking about today how we're gonna have a pizza day when we're done.
Okay.
But it's just stuff like that. When you eat it in moderation, when you eat it like every once in a while, it's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, but it's not part of your lifestyle. Part of my lifestyle is chicken, steak, salmon, fish.
Like whole foods. Basically.
Yeah, whole foods, and on the sides, it's carbs, depending on whether I'm bulking or from cutting, and fruits at night.
Okay. Well, I must say your journey is very impressive.
Thank you.
Hats off to that.
Thank you.
Because not a lot of people have the courage and determination to do what you've done, and mainly to maintain it. Because like sometimes I've seen people and I'm saying in my family itself. I'm not gonna go far saying people from outside. I've seen people in my family, within my family members, who've lost weight, but then went back to their original weight and was not able to maintain that because the problem is they were following fat diets, they were following extreme diets, and they were not doing something that they could maintain for a healthy lifestyle and for a forever lifestyle, if you want.
I think it's also because of the results. People don't get to the results as quickly as they want.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays.
Yep.
And when they get to the results, they think that's it, it's done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Okay, so now I lost 47 kilos and cool, now I can go back to eating. No, it's not how it works.
It's a journey. It's a life journey. Like even with Gigi, we were talking when he came on the podcast and we talked exactly about that. It's like people are not ready to go through the life, like the journey and the month and the experience and going through it like day in, day out, going and just keeping it a habit, People want quick fixes.
Yeah.
They want to go to the gym. Like, for example, we were talking about with him, we were saying, like, for example, after New Year, the January resolution, people will go all in, like, will all in until, exactly. And then Feb, same before summer holidays, same thing. You'll see the gym being freaking packed with people trying to reach their fitness goal, thinking they want to look good only for the summer. But then once summer is over, what happens? It's back to square one. But I think this is not how it should be. It's you're doing it not just for physical reason. You're doing it for your health and for other things that is beyond physical.
Yeah, and also the mentality behind that is that people want to find a fix to like you know how I was telling you in the beginning that I didn't care that I was fat. It's true that I didn't care, and I mean that by my behavior, right? But if there was a button back in the day where I can just click it, and I would just go, and I'd look like Gigi, for example, because I've seen that guy. That guy looks, woo, right?
Imagine he started training at the age of 13.
Yeah, I know. If that button existed, I would have pressed it. Meaning I do care. It's just I didn't want to go through I didn't want to go through the pain at that time, right? And also, like, I've been now at the gym for almost 2 years. First 6 months, I lost the 47 kilos. Then I couldn't produce muscles, and now I'm a year in, and what's it called? I don't look like Gigi yet, because what Gigi, he took years to get there.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't understand that.
Exactly.
Because why? You see those Instagram videos where you see the guy taking videos every single day and cutting them up in a 1 minute video of him going zzz, and then all of a sudden he has 6 packs, you know, and all this stuff, and I'm just like, yo, it takes years. Even if you're on steroids, it takes years.
No, but I mean, Gigi's natural, by the way.
No,
but
this was not a shot at Gigi.
No,
I'm not saying
no.
Gigi's on steroids.
But
I'm saying even if you take steroids,
yeah,
it still takes years to develop these
100%.
muscles.
Like for me, when I see like he mentioned it, he's done that his whole life, and he keeps, like, he has a very, how do you say that, a routine basically. He knows exactly how his day's gonna look like, and which leads to the result that how he looks today. And it's all about consistency, discipline, making it a habit, and enjoying the process. I think that is one thing that people don't mention. You need to enjoy that process as well. It's not always, okay, it's hard, I get it, but you need to enjoy that process.
But people don't like hard things. This is the problem. Part of the problem is that people don't like to do the hard things. Now, listen, if you were a bit overweight and you miss a day or two at the gym, fine. But if you're obese, you know, I've seen a lot of these videos nowadays where they go, oh, being fat is a disease. And this thing just drives me crazy. Not because I don't think there's an issue with being fat. But it's almost like you're trying to find something to blame on it, where it's in your control. And what I mean by that is even the ones that go like, oh, but I have an insulin issue and I can't block insulin, all that stuff that all you can still control it. I definitely have I definitely have what they call a slow immune system. Or sorry, did I say immune system? My bad. I have a
metabolism.
Slow metabolism, not an immune system. I have a slow metabolism. My cousin and also my best friend, right? They eat double me, right? And he used to eat crappy food. He used to wake up to Nutella, painting his bread Nutella. He eats KFC every day and he looks like a model. Okay? He looks like a complete fucking model. And I eat a couple of burgers and I was 135 kilos, right? Okay, my metabolism is slow. Roger that. Okay? Let's go. You need to fix your consumption. You have your body doesn't produce insulin or blocks insulin, whatever it is. Figure out a way around it. You know, people don't like that. People would rather call something a disease and would rather deal with it. I'm not putting the blame on anyone. You know,
FYI.
yeah, I'm not putting the blame on anyone, but it is in your control. 100%. You know, and to do it is just simply to just be like, yeah, this sucks. So continue. You know.
Okay, yeah, completely.
You know, it's. I'm not gonna say it's that simple, but it just requires a bit of resilience.
I hear
you know, a bit of going like, You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, and honestly, it's beautiful because I think it's a nice. You've learned a lot through this journey, correct?
I've learned a lot.
I
feel much better too.
It's nice, right?
Yeah.
To be healthy. So what was I gonna say? So how I usually wrap up the episode is with rapid fire questions.
Let's go. So it's a game.
Kind of.
Okay. Where do I win?
But
a date with you?
Hi, habibi, habibi, habibi. No, no, no dates. It's just a rapid fire question that all my guests we do together.
Let's go.
Okay?
Let's go.
FYI.
Let's go.
So before I start this, I just want to ask you one question. I mean, you can kind of put it in rapid fire question, but I just
Rapid
enjoy.
fire.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. What is one thing that you learned through your weight loss journey about yourself?
Damn. Okay, that's not
The
rapid fire.
rapid fire question. Silent.
About myself.
Yeah.
Damn. That rapid fire thing is failing.
Deep.
Because I hate talking. I know I sound like I'm confident talking about myself on this podcast. I'm trying to be for you, but I hate talking about myself. But okay, what did I learn in this weight loss journey about myself? I can handle more pain than I thought that I could.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you had to choose only one music genre, which one would it be?
Jazz.
Okay. Nice.
That's easy. Let's go.
Pizza or burger?
Both. No, I'm joking.
No, you gotta choose one.
Just because right now I crave pizza.
Okay, all right. What is a hidden talent that you have and little or no people know about?
Dog training.
What?
Dog training. I train
I
dogs.
thought you were gonna say rapper.
That's not a hidden talent.
I mean, not a lot of people know that you rap. That's
You know?
mine.
Well, yeah, because I quit, but yeah.
Okay, dog training, nice. What is the last music you listened before coming to this podcast? Which is
Ooh, nice. I think I was listening to R.A. the Rugged Man and featuring Afro.
okay.
The song is called damn, can I pull up my phone? I forgot what the song's called.
Where is it?
Forget it.
It's that song.
R.A. the Rugged Man featuring Afro.
Okay.
Fucking sick tracks.
Okay.
Listen to the entire album.
If you had to choose one song right now that would describe your life or you right now, which one would it be? Or
Right now?
Yeah, that you could relate to basically.
Welcome to the Third World by Immortal Technique. People are gonna laugh at that.
If you had to choose only one musical instrument that
Cello. I don't care what it is. Cello's my favorite instrument.
Mine's going hard.
Yeah, I fucked up with the first question.
Mine's going like rapid fire. Minor or major?
What, notes?
Yeah.
Okay, not actual people. Minor. Although it doesn't matter, but minor.
Okay. One artist that inspires you and why?
The all-time artist that ever inspired me was Immortal Technique. And the reason why was because he was one of the first revolutionary artists. And what I mean by revolutionary, an artist that used to rap about politics that actually made it mainstream, as in he sold worldwide, not only became famous, but sold worldwide and became successful, really living up to his words. Like really actually he wasn't like being a fake gangster and killing people. He was just like, listen, I love history and I want to tell you about it. And this is why, and I'm trying to educate you and so you can go around and spread the message. So Immortal Technique.
Okay. Nice. I like it. What music or composition represent you the most?
I don't know about represent me, but most the song that makes me go crazy that I still study to this day, Clint Mansell is a music composer. He did the music for the movie The Fountain, right, with Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
And the theme song is called The Road to Awe.
Okay.
And the composition, that piece of music is brilliant. It's just brilliant. It's magnificent, and I really connected to it. It's extremely dark. The movie is very, it's avant-garde style of movie, and the music was so befitting. And I think it was the first melody I ever heard that really got stuck in my head. And funny enough, I heard it watching a crazy documentary when I was young, before I even saw the movie. But yeah, it's incredible. Road to Awe, Clint Mansell.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the hardest thing you had to go through during your weight loss journey?
Becoming a beginner in everything again.
Okay. What is the most enjoyable thing in your weight loss journey?
I had a joke, but I can't say it. But
Go on, go on, go on.
No,
No, you
it's
go.
too much.
You go on. Go on.
So the happiest moment was basically.
Oh, I know. Oh my god, I know. I'm not gonna say it. No, I know.
No. The happiest actually is the community that ended up happening because of it. I end up meeting you and other people from that community. We still hang out to this day, So yeah, that's the happiest,
We still hang out.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, because I used to think that the gym was a egotistical place where people flex for no damn reason. Turns out it was the most supportive.
Yeah.
Like those people who are flexing for no damn reason, they are the most supportive people on the face of this planet.
Never judge a book by
But
its cover.
No, for real.
Okay. If you could put a billboard anywhere in the world, what would it say and where would it be? Where would you put it? Sorry.
Okay. It would say a billboard anywhere in the world.
Yes. You can say literally whatever you want.
Yeah, figure that part. Anywhere in the world. I would put it in front of the White House and say, I'm with stupid.
I'm what?
I'm with stupid.
What does that mean? Why?
I'm with stupid. Billboard right next to the White House. I'm with stupid.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so people can know it's fucking ridiculous what's going on there.
Okay. I hear you. So
I'm also Lebanese. I always have to bring it back to politics.
I assume that, but you're welcome to share your thoughts. US or UK?
I've never been to the US, so I'd say UK.
But
actually, nowadays, especially UK.
Okay.
UK for sure.
Even though you sound very American to me.
That's true, but that's because of that's cultural influence. But the UK, I extremely loved it because of it's the music hub of the world. I really love that.
Before I end, I have one last question, and I love asking this question. If you had one piece of advice to give to your younger self, what would you tell him?
Spend more time with your family.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
this is actually fun.
Nice.
I like the rapid fire questions.
I like it. I like to. It's my.
Can I ask you some rapid fire questions?
Go on.
Okay. I have this one question.
God.
What does a man gotta do to get you on a date here? What the man Tim got to do?
Okay, we're not answering this.
Okay, I'm just playing around.
Do you want to rap before we go?
Nah. What? No, why?
Come on, do a quick rap.
I'll send you one of my old songs.
No, go on.
I haven't written something like 15 years.
A quick to end, to say goodbye. Like your last words before I end. I close. I need to close. So
I haven't written anything in like 15 years.
Just say something like your private. I don't know. I'm not a rapper. Go on.
All right. See, put me on the spot like that. All right, fine. Shit, I could have prepared something if you told me beforehand.
Oh, he's getting shy.
No, I'm not getting shy. I haven't written something like 15 years.
Okay, you have rapid fire rap.
Yeah, what the fuck? No, I'm not freestyling anymore.
Go on.
Okay, so listen, I really would not put this in here because it's very political. Do you want me to do like a verse from like something that I used to do?
Whatever.
That I used to have?
You have like literally 30 seconds.
All right. You asked for this. It's on you. Okay. I used to do this thing. Actually, no, I might need your help for this. I used to do this thing, right? You know the ABC?
Yeah.
Right? So I used to have this thing, like the alphabetical slaughter. It was like made by Papoose in the beginning. And then low-key destroyed it. And I made my own version of it. Okay. So I'm going to hit you. So let's start. You go. You say A.
A.
Altercation, aiming ammunition away. Alternating adversaries, assassination a day. Advocating adolescents as A-list animals while the axle alien were Aramaic acronyms.
B.
Barbarians barricaded and brutally bashed. Babylonian banner besieging, battling Belfast. Betrayed Beirut, beast symbolic in bloodbath. Bethlehem's battling bras, buffer and blast.
See.
Coon calling casualties, Christ crusading cavalries, crucifying Christians, cannibals creeping casually, convicts committing crimes, cultivating careers, crooked callous contemplating carnage crowning cavaliers.
Okay, now I have to end. But thank you so much. That was beautiful. That was literally beautiful. Woo! All right.
The D would have been rapid fire.
Okay. And
Get that? Although that was fun. Although I didn't mean it like that, it literally D was fast.
Okay. Anyway, that's the reason why we're stopping here. Marcel, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing your beautiful journey.
Thank
A beautiful, I would say, picture of resilience that I can see through your journey.
Thank you.
And guys, I just want to let you know that if you want, you can. So just believe in it. Take action. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you again, Marcel, for being here.
Thank you. And part 2 will be me and Mia's date. Give us a call. Let us know.
That's not going to happen. Anyway, thank you, guys. On that note...
My bad.
Okay, we're going to... All right, guys. On that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.